Hello, my friend, wherever you are. I'm sending you love, the power of positivity, and vitamin D is somewhere out there. So, somewhere out there, the sun is shining, but we are at a cafe. I think it's called Macaman. So I guess it's one of the organic coffee shop here in Cancun, and welcome to the Gazillionaires Club. So I've been when I was back in Merida, I was staying at the Hotel Posada El Cordojo, and I had a great experience there. Like the hotel was super clean. They kept the place really safe. There were 24-hour surveillance, so I felt safe. And when I got to Cancun, even the place that I'm staying at, it's pretty safe. It's like, I mean, in general, like it's unless you don't do anything stupid, then most of the time it should be okay. But before we continue with the video, just want to show you that got some breakfast this morning. There's a fruit plate. I can't get the fruit plate. but basically, I'm trying to get something light for the morning. Because after this, we're gonna spend a day at the beach. We're pretty close to the beach. I mean, I think from the place where I'm at to the beach is roughly about less than 4 miles. But I have the whole day, so I'm just chillaxing.
Tôi đã có một giấc mơ lúc còn ngây thơ sẽ không bao giờ phai mờ và bị tan vỡ chỉ vì lời nói của mấy người vu vơ lơ mơ hay là suy khờ.
The other thing that I want to mention, my friend. So recently, I think it was yesterday that Airbnb kind of updated their terms of service. And I didn't get a chance to go through it to read everything, but the reason why it's so important because I feel like every time because when you sign something, you agree to it at the time, and then if there's any update, they kind of give you a choice: either you want to continue with us or you don't. You just don't agree to the new terms. And I understand when you run a business, you run into issues and you kind of have to update those terms. But basically, from my understanding, this is just my opinion, okay? I briefly went through it, but the way that I see it, because some of the experiences, on Airbnb, I mean, most of the time, if you're a cautious person and the host, I mean, they should be okay. It should be pretty safe, right? But then from my first experience, it was like, man, if people are out of shape or people are afraid of height, chances are they're not going to be able to go to those cenotes because, there are some cenotes that are part of the Yucatan Peninsula, and those are really safe. They're family friendly. Sometimes some of these places you just can't have kids, and I think that there should be a safety measure on there. But basically, what Airbnb is saying is that, hey, you gotta vet the host. The host gotta vet, the person they're hosting, and if anything, they are not reliable for it. And to a certain degree, I do agree. But at least on the website, there should be some kind of identification, to make sure people say who they say they are. And I know that it takes a lot of work to do that, but every time for me, it's like every time when there is a change in the terms, even I remember I think when President Trump came into office, I think all of the social media updated their terms of service. And for it can be good, it can be bad, but if you're part of Airbnb, just be cautious because now that since Airbnb is not taking any liability issues, you have to be really careful who you're booking with. They might be criminals that are hosting for Christ's sake, that we don't know. Don't blame it on me. I'm just a messenger. And in my opinion, at least if you are a host, because of the reviews on there, at least we have some kind of idea. But I mean, there should be some kind of vetting process to make sure that the people that are using the website are legit, because you got to have your identification, you got to have your telephone number, and a credit card on file. I mean, those are very basic. Like, most of the time, people are generally are good people. They're not like bad people. But I understand as a business, they like Airbnb doesn't want to get involved with like the court, and if anything happened, they do not want to take any liabilities. So that's something to be aware of if you are using Airbnb. I just recently got the email from them last night, and I mean, so far I think it's a great service. It actually provides the local like some kind of business to do, but then anything that can be used for good can be used for bad, and you never know whether there's going to be a bad host or just bad clients or people that are booking. It's like it depends, right? So that's something to be aware of, my friend. Before you book for something, make sure like you're on like you read the reviews, make sure they've been in, you know who they are, and if you have any question, contact the host directly, because everything is documented. So if you have any questions about safety, keep everything documented. And I think Airbnb does really good, because when you communicate with the host, make sure you do it through the app so it's safe. Okay, so my friend, have fun out there, stay safe, and anytime when there is a change of terms, you have to read it. And the part for me, I just skimmed right through it. So I hope if you read it, let me know what's going on. I didn't see anything about the privacy part, so I think it's more of just the liabilities. They don't want to be reliable. If I were to run a company, I would do the same thing. You dirty peasant. But at least have some kind of vetting process. Make sure that people go on there, they use the website, they know that it's safe. So my friend, make a video, use the hashtag gazillionaires. Let me know what you think. I'm gonna try out the food, and I'm gonna head to the beach. So, one last thing. So right before I left, the owner of the hotel that I stayed at, she was like, where are you from? And I was like, USA. And she looked at me all weird, right? I was like, why is that so weird? And then I didn't know until I got into the Uber. And then I realized, oh, maybe she was asking me where I was born rather than where I'm from. So it's kind of weird, because when people ask me, I got it a couple of times. Like, people ask me, where you from? I guess when people ask me that, they assume that I came from my country, but they did not know that I immigrated to the United States when I was little. But I mean, when people ask me, where are you from? I say America, because that's where I'm from. But when people ask me where you're born in, then I say born in Vietnam. Motherfucker, have you not heard? So my friend, much love. Make a video, use the hashtag Gazillionaires Club. If you have Airbnb, let me know, keep me posted. See you in the next video.